You refer to it as adaptive leadership. How might it fit in the larger spectrum of leadership discourse and practice?
So a key part of my work over these 35 years, 33 of them here at the Kennedy School, has been to develop a rigorous conceptual framework where I define my terms and I define my key postulates, my key assumptions about the world. And I say, this is how these are the assumptions and definitions by which I then am trying to train you in analyzing social process, political process, organizational processes of problem solving. And from my point of view, it's all anchored around how do people clarify the gap between their aspirations, their aspiring values, their orienting values, and the realities that they live. And those gaps define a problem space. In a sense, one of the simple ideas is that a problem space is defined by a gap between how we want the world to be and how the world really is.
Can you provide an example?
Yeah, you know, you have a toothache, that's the reality, and the world that you want to be in is a world without a toothache. You know, you're stuck in a traffic jam, and that feels like a problem because you have a commitment to be somewhere at a certain time. You know, every problem, however mundane or ever grand, the problem of race or poverty or inequality or the fact that the Crusades haven't been laid to rest and that we're still engaging in competition for market share amongst faith communities that are far too invested in the notion that they have somehow transcended the mystery of faith and achieved a certainty about their faith. So these generate problem spaces. And I anchor my concepts of leadership not around the transactions or influence or power relationships between people, but around how does an individual go about mobilizing other people in a community to make progress on some shared collective set of problems. Problems sometimes writ small, like, you know, we don't have enough budget in this town to fix the potholes and some people are going to get hurt, to problems writ large of the kind that I've just mentioned. So, you know, I see myself living at a moment in time in the ongoing story of leadership as a very, very important area of study, because the practice of leadership is a very, very important practice in the health of our communities, from the family group all the way to the international community. At all levels of scale, leadership is a critically important practice. And it behooves us then to figure out how to think about it more rigorously. And that's been a large part of my job, the construction of a leadership theory that is practically useful, but that has internal consistency in which my definitions are clear, my basic postulates, you know, are written down, and there is at least an analytical framework for helping people analyze the complexity of the world they're walking into.